I think it's a good time to get the review in. Let's share our thoughts. I'll be bouncing off some ideas back with Dave as well, so we're both going to weigh in on this one. So to sum up, or to give an intro, I guess I could say, is LEGO Voyagers, a co-op exclusive story that involves using each other, two little studs, to get from point A to point B, solve puzzles, nothing overly complicated, but just kind of a simple adventure, and ultimately to bring, I guess, these they seem like kids to me, and then they kind of are growing up together, and they end up wanting to send, or they're into space. They keep like gathering rocket parts, and they obviously have some sort of interest in it, having the telescope and all that sort of thing. So it seems like their dream was to go to space, and their ultimate goal was to travel along and eventually make their way to it, which they end up doing, which I didn't honestly see that happening. I thought it was going to be a completely different idea to that, but I think that is really interesting. So let's start things off by going through, I guess, what I did like. I usually like to start off with what I liked. So personally, I thought the style of the game was really just, it's just fun and wholesome. It's one of those like games that you just like smile at. It doesn't really matter if you're a kid or an adult, there's entertainment to be had here. Just in the simple charmingness of the game, the characters, very low key. It's one of those games you just chill and have a good time, zero stress for the most part. And it also had an interesting little story like tagged onto it. Puzzles, not overly complicated. I would say I wouldn't really say we scratched our head at too many of them. Not saying like a complicated puzzle is a bad thing, but like it was relatively easy to follow, and once we figured it out, it was pretty straightforward. And I did enjoy the different types of things you could do. Obviously, all the little activities along the way. They were kind of like little, I don't even know what you would call them, but they were almost like that. You have your main journey, and then you could venture off to remember, hey, let's not take this too seriously. It's just about having fun, and then you could do little mini games or little hidden areas that you could find that would add to the fun of the game or just make you smile a little bit. So, like, honestly, nothing crazy, not a super serious game. It's obviously the one thing is you are meant to play this co-op, and I did like the fact that there was elements where you were both required to do things and you both had the ability to do it. So one guy, would hold the switch and let you get across, and the other guy would have to hold a different switch. So no one was really left out. But there were also moments where each character got their own exclusive puzzle to handle, like kind of like at the end how I suited up to go to space and Dave was the one like sending me to space. And it makes me wonder if we switched it, if we did something slightly different, maybe player one is exclusive to doing that. I don't know if it matters what color you're in, but it'd be cool to be able to switch that up based on a certain action. That I don't know. I'd have to run through the game again if I truly wanted to test it. But like I said, it gives you a decent amount of time to do it as well. Like I said, this took us roughly, I guess, 4 hours-ish, 4.5 hours to do. There was some messing around for a bit, which probably ate up some time. And there is, of course, some replay value if you do miss any of the achievements, but it does seem like all of the achievements can technically be done in a single run of the game if you know where they are and what to do, which probably would give you, if you know exactly where they are, I would say around a 5 to 5.5 hour experience for a relatively low price. I think at the end of the day, I think this cost me about $30 even Canadian. So my guess is it's probably about 20 to 25 US. However you want to look at that, it does give you the option to play multiple times. And obviously but there is the chance that you can get through it all in one go if you use a guide for achievements or whatever the case would be. So there is some replay value here, not too overpriced at all. I'd say the price is pretty decent considering how unique and creative this game is. We don't see many games like this, and I think it's really interesting that we got to play as Lego, but not the traditional Lego games that we see where we're a character and we're building, to progress. It's a completely unique game out of any other Lego game you're going to experience. So, Dave, is there anything you wanted to add to the good category for what you did like about the game before we move on?
I'd say it's like the perfect Saturday night game or early evening game with your buddy. Mm-hmm. If you want to beat a game in one sitting, this is the game to do it. It's super cute. Like, just all the visuals were amazing in this and whatever. Like, I mean, we had some technical issues, but it was a very chill game. Like, you could add a beer and shoot the shit and have fun.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree 100%. Speaking on those things, obviously we ran into some issues. We're going to discuss quickly what the downsides of this game are before we move on. I will say it's the movement mechanics, they're simple, but I think that's a detriment because I feel like there's too many things for the same control. Now, it's hard to explain without playing it yourself, but a lot of times, basically, you roll around, you move around, but then you have to grab on to different things. So if you want to grab onto a Lego piece to move it, or before you can set the Lego piece that you're picking up, you actually have to get on it. Then you have to hit the exact same button to place it. And before you can rotate it and choose like, hey, I don't want it horizontally, I want it vertically, you have to place it first. So you have to hit the same button to get it onto that locked spot and then rotate it. But sometimes it would actually set it down. So other times, in order to like move the piece, you'll have to take your analog stick and kind of drag it away. So setting things and moving things around, especially when your co-op partner is also trying to do something similar or the exact same thing, it can be very frustrating. You'll get stuck on things, or you'll get stuck on each other. Well, it does give you a chuckle when you're actually trying to get, down to business and do the puzzle you're trying to do or set things up. It could potentially, kind of ruin the momentum of the game, and it can be really, I don't know. I'd say that was the biggest detriment. Was definitely the getting stuck in the movement, and obviously having that sort of issue. It became a bit of a problem at times. Obviously, once you get past it, you move on, and then you kind of smell the roses and you forget about it until you're met with the exact same problem down the line, which is pretty common to be said because a lot of the puzzles were pretty similar in certain regards. Like I know we mentioned it while we were playing that. I don't really want to keep making a ladder because that whole concept of building the blocks to climb doesn't work that great with this control scheme. And it, like a lot of times, like while it's handleable, it just doesn't. You feel like you're getting stuck on everything, and it's very like just go, just go. Like a lot of times, you'll be thinking that, and you're like just getting trapped or stuck on your partner, or you're stuck on the piece, or you place a piece wrong, you try to move it, and the whole thing comes toppling down. So there was an abundance of those kind of things where you had to climb up, and obviously we ran into that one puzzle where while we were doing it wrong, we will admit we were doing it wrong for a bit. It still didn't really work as it was supposed to intend, and I know, Dave, you still had to cheese it to get across. Once we use the magnet, we were supposed to pick you up, and you're just like, screw it, I'm going to use my massive stilts just to get across. And it did work, which is cool that you don't have to, be confined to the game with the game plan. There's other ways of doing it. While that's intended or not, I don't know, but it would be nice if things worked a little bit more crisply. It just feels like it needs to be tweaked and dialed in a little bit. And obviously, saying that, even though the game is rather inexpensive, it still doesn't have that much replay value. And obviously you are locked into co-op. This is a co-op experience, but otherwise there's no point in even getting the game. You have to go in knowing that you're going to need someone else to play with, whether it be locally or online, but only one of you does need to purchase the game. So that's just one thing to make a mention of. But also to make a mention, if the other person does not purchase the game, you don't unlock achievements, but that makes sense. So if you want achievements for yourself, I'm sure Dave would have gotten the exact same achievements I did if he had bought the game, but honestly, there's no sense in buying the game if you don't really need to, you know what I mean? So at least they give you that friends pass. So I don't know if you can do like a matchmaking. I don't think matchmaking is a thing in this, but I'm sure it would help out immensely if there was some sort of matchmaking, but I can understand why they don't, because this is the type of game that's very intimate. You might want to play it with someone and I think that's basically what they're getting after. So yeah, so obviously a little bit clunky controls at times, and repeating puzzles here and there make it kind of rocky at times, and it did kind of kill the mood a little bit. I wouldn't say all the time, and obviously that mini game at the end when we were trying to manage the rocket, it's like when one of you was trying to zig and the other one's trying to zag, it's like it's teeth grinding in the moment. So it's like, yeah, you really got to be simpatico, which some might consider like you really have to be like, honestly, I think that's where a couch co-op is going to benefit you, because there's not going to be any delay with anything. When you're playing online, there's always that risk of delay in some sort of, like, whether it be communications or what the input actually is, depending on connections. So it is possible that couch co-op is the way to go, because you'll get an exact timing. There's no delay whatsoever. So I think that's roughly what I wanted to say. Dave, did you want to weigh in on anything that you didn't like?
I mean, I don't know. Everything was good. Like it just the technical issues midway through kind of threw us for a loop. And then it just, like, there's more buttons on my controller. Like, I'm just echoing what you said. It's just like, instead of having stuff doubled up, like, why not use the triggers on, like, your R2s or L2s or whatever the heck? Like, there's always those shoulder buttons. Like, why couldn't we have used those? Mm-hmm. Or, an individual camera control would have been nice too, not just like a shared view.
Right.
Would have been helpful because then you could have separated, but also that I think that's part of the game with the problem solving is like you have to be kind of chained together to get through it as well. Like there's that option as I don't know. Overall, it's a great, cute game, but like, yeah, that was very infuriating, that rocket area, because it's just like I'm trying my hardest, and then just like, you are, and then you're like, yeah, I am. No, you're not. Like, and you're like, oh. It's like playing Overcooked for 4 hours with your friends and no one's friends after it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, I fortunately that was just a mini game, and I would assume it's optional because I think we could have skipped that entire room, so you don't have to subject yourself to that. But yeah, that's a very good point that you make. Like, you have a controller, and when I really think about it, I don't think I used any of the triggers once. I don't think the triggers did anything, and I know obviously the regular buttons did something, but I feel like square could have been something else other than make a noise. I feel like that could have been a trigger or something like that, you know, instead of just, you know, because that was us making our noises, our little vocal noises from our characters. That's what that button did. But if they made it so like move was triangle or something, and then like, but you know, like pick up an item was circle and then action was circle, but then like actually modifying it was like shifting square. That way you don't accidentally detach or reattach or whatever. I think that would have been very helpful. Like you said, you have other buttons on the controller. Let's use them. So that is a great way to finish that up. So I think to summarize the game, it's an adorable little game. Not going to give you too much stress. It's got an interesting little story that you don't expect, and the puzzles and the gameplay and the visuals are all very nice. Aside from a few hiccups, obviously, with the control scheme, it could be a little bit tighter, some repetition here and there, and certain things not working as intended, and some bits that just don't really work, or they're just a little not simpatico with each other. You can tell like you're probably gonna benefit by doing a couch co-op where you can actually, you know, see what someone is doing instead of worrying about anything like a delay of any sort. So a couple things here and there, but overall I'd say this is a solid little title. So in my opinion, I think it's fair to give this game a 7 out of 10. It's relatively inexpensive. You're getting a good chunk of gameplay for your money, and obviously you're going to have a good time with your friends, regardless of what happens. If the fact that they have multiple ways you can finish it, like, you know, maybe blue's the one that goes to space, and then maybe red goes to space, and they switch. It just depends on an action. If that is indeed the case, I think that would be a cool little addition. So there you have it. So anything else you want to wrap up with, Dave, before I call this?
What could have gotten the extra 3 points?
What's that?
What could have gotten the 10 out of 10? Like, what would have made it a 10 out of 10? Or could have made it, like, is it the controller that killed it for you? Or is it just it's just too short to be?
I mean, I just don't think a game like this can be perfect. I mean, it just seems a little too simplified in areas. Yeah. I just feel like
I'm agreeing with your rating, by the way. I'm just asking the question to talk about it.
Yeah, I just think I just don't think it was possible for this game to have a perfect 10 just because of the nature of it. I think like there were too many issues with being restricted. You know, obviously, like you said, we have the one camera. If we were able to like venture away from each other, because there were times when you couldn't see, you know, and I had to try and move closer so you can get a better angle, you know, stuff like that is going to hit you. And obviously, even just the way the game feels, like the way it moves, it's not amazing. Like it's tolerable. I would say if you really actually are running through it, it is more tedious feeling than anything, but it's still like, you know what I mean? There's just little, it feels like you're walking, but you have like a 5-pound weight on your ankles. You're still able to do it, but it just makes it harder than it needs to. You know what I mean? So that's the best way I could put it. And I think that throughout the entire game, there's little things like that. And that's what prevents me from dropping it. I wouldn't say again, it's a quick and easy game, but some people might not find the value in this. They might think, man, $30 can get me a lot more, or 25 or whatever the case it is. I can get a way bigger game, but that's why there's just too many elements that, drop the score, just like anything, like, you know,
it's like a good Game Pass game, but it's not a good go buy it game.
Yeah, I'd say this is one of those ones that I'd wait to get us on sale or
play on Game Pass
if it ever came out. I don't know if it would ever be a Game Pass game, but you know, it is what it is. So
yeah,
cool. All right, man. Well, I want to thank Dave for joining me for this adventure and helping me get through it. Yeah, oh, my pleasure. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and call that there. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it, comment your thoughts below, and of course, make sure you subscribe if you're new. Turn on those post notifications with the bell icon so you don't miss anything I put out here on the channel. Be sure to follow my social pages, Facebook, X, Instagram, Snapchat, Discord. Those are linked in the description. If you want to get yourself a shirt or hoodie of mine, there's a link in the description for that. Also an embedded feature right below the stream. You just go down, see a couple of the items I have there, but ultimately just go to the website for the full range of products and customization options. Big shout out to all the sponsors, of course, CX Racer, Bones Coffee, Ridge Wallet, Mad Rabbit Tattoo. I use their products daily. Check them out for yourselves with the links in the description. Be sure to use my promo code DanQ8000 to save at checkout with them. If you guys want to send something to my PO box, there's an address listed in the description. Give it a look. If you want to send something that way, I will open anything that gets sent to there via social post or in stream, depending what makes more sense for whatever sent. So check that out if you're interested. Finally, be sure to check out and sign up for the Team 8000 membership program if you haven't done so yet. It supports the page immensely. There's 4 tiers available with 4 price points. Of course, the entry level, the first tier is only 99 cents, so it's cheap and easy to get into the program that way. However, across various tiers, you'll get things like custom badges by your name, custom emojis used in chat, exclusive video stream access, priority in open lobbies, giveaways, discounts, and plenty more. Unfortunately, we dropped a few members over the weekend, but that no harm, no foul, we'll get them back. So we're nipping at the 400 again in the 380s. So if you guys want to help us get to 400, ultimately I like to get back up to 500 if we can. But if you want to help us get there, get some cool perks in the process while you, of course, support the channel, you can join that with the link in the description. Join button is below the stream. Also a section on my main channel page as well. If you guys want to gift members or send super chats, you can do both of those through the $ icon that's next to chat. Click it. You'll get a drop down menu. If you are gifting members, just keep in mind, you can do 1 to 50 members in a single transaction, but ultimately you can gift as many as you want through multiple transactions. Okay. Thank you guys again. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and hopefully we catch you in the next one. We'll see you then. Take care. Peace.
Who's the man with the plan? If you feel trouble, wild and wild on these violent and hit you 8,000. Wait a minute, hold that style, it's dialed in. Goddamn Billy Jack, we still riding, tires flat. I hear them sirens, see shots flying, so we driving, fire back if they ain't vibing. Lie with that, got me dressed up in all black. What up? Hood up, and I see them haters try to run with us, they gon' need inhalers. Gotta breathe them hard just like the Vader. Players, grab your respirators, night invaders get lightsabered. Mask on for the shooters, move like trash to bed intruder. Got that Glock and got them woofers, just press play, I'll keep it moving. Who is not still, you damn fools? Keep it fresh like canned food. There ain't nothing we can't do, so tune into that damn Q. Yeah. It was never, ever a game.